Hi everyone, this is Dr. Amina Aitsi-Selmi for another episode of Wise Wednesdays. Today I want to talk about boredom. I often get asked, especially if I've been coaching someone for a little while and they're starting to change their perspective around what success means to them and maybe starting to slow down a little bit to prioritize what's really important and let go of everything else. It starts to create space in their lives. It starts to create a feeling of ease and flow rather than being cramped and tense and anxious all the time. But there can be a part that's left and that thinks that there's something wrong when they're not really active. Because essentially your energy goes in peaks and troughs. And if you've been in peaks all the time and never really gone and allowed yourself to be in the trough until you recover, your body recovers, your mind recovers, and it's time for you to go off and to the next challenge. If you're constantly in one challenge after the other, and never really give yourself the space to really slow down and relax, then that part of you that doesn't allow you to do that can start to see inactivity as boredom and see it as something negative, essentially, which is called sometimes boredom. Yeah, I think that's all I'll say on that particular piece. The important thing is that boredom is not something wrong. But the overachiever kind of persona that might live in your head doesn't like inactivity, doesn't like too much rest and relaxation. In fact, it might start to activate your inner critic and say that this is lazy, that you're wasting time, that you're wasting opportunities, that this is a disaster, potentially. Starts to catastrophize and makes you very stressed. So it starts to push you into being active or trying to be active and stimulate yourself and get out there when it's not really the right time, when it might be time for you to rest and relax and be inactive, just not thinking about anything, not doing anything, just enjoying where you are, just enjoying being. So I just want to share 3 things that I learned along my journey as a recovering overachiever, and that is this. Number 1, embrace boredom, because what you resist persists. The more you try to run away from boredom, the more it's going to catch up with you. It's not going to go away just because you're running away from it or trying to distract yourself or get busy with something or push yourself. It's not going to just dissolve. The boredom has a message for you, so it's important to face it, embrace it, accept it. This is a form of learning how to accept yourself or being self-accepting of yourself and see what the message is. More often than not, it's just take a break. You need to relax a little bit. It's not the time yet for the next challenge. Number 2, have a sensory experience. If your mind is, or that overachiever part of your mind is sort of craving for some stimulation and just can't face the emptiness of being inactive and just being there, use your 5 senses just to tune in to the present moment. So what's going on in the present moment? And there's a lot going on in the present moment. If you are always busy and overthinking, then you're in your ideas, you're in the conceptual world. But you can also be in the present moment and have a sensory experience. So sense what's going on in your body. I like to just rub my hands sometimes and feel the rush of blood into my hands, feel the stimulation of the nerve endings, and just appreciate that my body is looking after me, that my life is happening, even if I'm just sitting on the sofa. And it certainly gives your mind a bit of an appreciation for simple things and brings you back into the present moment. Also, pay attention to the natural world around you. There might be some lovely flowers, there might be some birds, there might be some trees, there might be incredible weather going on, it might be pouring down with rain. Tune into the sights and the sounds, maybe the smells, and just allow that to bring you back to the present moment. So it does 2 things. It gives your mind, the overachiever, something to be stimulated by or be attentive to, but without tiring it, without tiring it more, and therefore giving your mind and your body the space to relax and recover. Because more often than not, as I've said, boredom is really about that. Number 3, Notice what happens once you've given yourself permission to embrace boredom. Because as any high performer in sports or arts or even business will tell you, recovery and rest are really key to your genius. It's key to your having the next great idea or to receiving an answer from the depths of your psyche about what you're supposed to do next. If you try to distract yourself because you're uncomfortable with boredom, you will miss that. You will short circuit the process. And if you start noticing that as you give yourself permission to relax and to embrace the inactivity that you used to call boredom, then you'll positively reinforce the learning that it's okay to be bored. It's okay to be inactive, it's okay to rest. And even if you have to sit with a little bit of discomfort and anxiety, there is going to be a reward at the end, which is your next great idea. As you know, you may have had ahas yourself in the shower, whilst on holiday, whilst walking in nature, just talking to someone else about something completely different than what you're worried about. And that's because you've took your focus off, you took your effort off a thing and allowed yourself to just chill. So I hope that's helpful. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. If you've had an experience where you were bored and you just allowed yourself to be bored and relax, share that below. Share that in the comments, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.